Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm so happy that you're here today because today is time to pick the books I'm gonna be reading in February. So in February I decided to go back to the TBRvatar game, which is designed by G from Book Roast. I will link her channel down below. Go check her out, she's absolutely fantastic. I take no credit for this game whatsoever, it's all G's game and I am using it with her permission, I did ask her. But before we go into that, I want to talk about how I did in the previous month, so kind of like recap the TBR for January and if I read the books. So, in January I used the PickPong game and there I picked 5 books. First prompt was BIPOC author and here I picked Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I did not finish this book very early on, so I did not complete this prompt, but I decided to attempt a different book for this prompt and so I picked Mary and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I just started it today, so I'm only about 10% in, but I do want to read it. I already read it, but I have the second book as a recommendation to read this year, so I wanted to refresh myself how the first book went because I kind of forgot the details. So I'm rereading the first one, so working on that. Next book was BookTube Laughs prompt. For this I picked Legends and Lattes and I did read this. Then we had Beckley's book and Goodreads recommendation. For this I picked The Book Thief, but unfortunately I didn't get to this one once again, so it's going back on the TBR. Well, not for February TBR, but like a TBR. Next one we had Middle Grade. For this I picked The Secret Animal Society, which I'm reading currently. I'm about this far in, so working on this, definitely want to finish by the end of the month. And the last book we had was a big book, and for this I picked The Overstory, which is more than 500 pages, and I did read this. So out of the 5 books, I did not read 1 and I'm still reading 2, so it's not that bad. It doesn't have any influence on how this game goes, the TBRvatar, but I just thought it was fun. So that's how I did. I also finished Brissinger. I had half of the book left and I started Inheritance, but then I decided to wait for Natalie, who I'm going to buddy read this with, because that was a bit uncertain if we would manage to do that, but we will. So this will be taken over to February and we'll buddy read this with Natalie in February. If you want to join, go onto the Discord channel, let me know, or let me know down in the comments and we'll arrange everything. But we are going to be reading Inheritance in February. I just started it, I'm like 3 chapters in, like page 26, so not much, but I did start it. So that was the TBR for January. But now we are going to go to talk about the TBRvatar. Here is the board. You can see all the colorful dots. We are not gonna be paying attention to those at all. These were for a different set of prompts I was using previously, where the prompts depended on a color. So I added the color dots to know which prompt on the prompt card I would pick. But I chose to use a different set of prompts this time around. And I chose to use the prompts from G's Magically Written on Orilium. And how this is going to work, I kind of felt like I always wanted to read all the prompts or use all the prompts in the readathons, but that was not possible. So I thought maybe I could make a vlog and use all the prompts or something like, you know, reading the rest of the subjects or something like that. But that will be a lot. That will be a lot. So I decided I just would write down all the prompts that have been part of Magical Readathon up until this point and that I haven't used. So if there are prompts that I read the books for, I did not include those, but the ones that I have not used or read for, those I did include. So we ended up with a list of approximately 170 prompts, which is a lot, but how this is going to work, I did not write them down. I have them on my Google Sheets and I'm gonna randomize the list and then I'm gonna roll double D10 or like D100. So I'm gonna roll a die that will tell me number from 1 to 100 and that prompt I will have to fulfill. and then next time I will randomize it again. So the prompts that were in the first try below 100 I could not have picked, but now when I randomize it, there is a chance that those can be picked now, you know? So that's the system. I was also thinking maybe I could run the TBR game, the TBRvatar game, until I use all the prompts, but I don't think that's realistic, but I'm gonna try to do as much as possible. Anyway, we are still going with 5 books, so I'm gonna do 5 rolls and see how that goes. But before we jump into the rolls, there are a couple books that I want to tell you about that I definitely will have on my TBR. So first of all, as I already mentioned, Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, 4th book in the Inheritance cycle. So first book being Aragon, and yeah, so this is one. It's about 850 pages, so it's really big, but well, gotta read the series. So next one is Mindwalker by Kate Dillon, which is for G's Patreon book club. I believe that one will win. It's pretty tight, but it looks like that one will win. So it is Mindwalker, which is, I believe, a sci-fi. Mindwalker is a cinematic gut punch of action and espionage. Sharp-edged, tense and thrilling, you'll be holding your breath until the last page. Tasha Suri, author of the Jasmine Throne, 18-year-old Sil Sarah, is determined to die a legend. But with only 12 months left before the supercomputer grafted to her brain kills her, Sil's time is quickly running out. In the 10 years she's been rescuing field agents for the Syntax Corporation by commandeering their minds from afar and leading them to safety, Sil hasn't lost a single life. And she's not about to start now. But when a critical mission goes south, Sil is forced to flee the very company she once called home. Blah blah blah. Sounds exciting. So that is one that I will try to squeeze in. Next one that I'll try to squeeze in is The Right to Be Called, One Woman's Fight to Protect the Arctic and Save the Planet from Climate Change by Sheila Watt-Cloutier. And this is our book for the Climates book club for the month of January and February, so we will have live discussion around beginning of March, I believe. But this is a non-fiction from one very renowned climate activist, Sheila, who will be telling us about how the climate change affects Arctics and what we can do to help. So I'm really excited about this one. And then, as I promised in the previous video, where I was telling you all about my books that I own and that you guys commented on, which books you would recommend me to read, I wrote down the list of all the books that you recommended so far. So far this works. If it will be many more comments, which I very much welcome, then I will figure out a different system. But so far I got 17 recommendations, so I've got a list like this. If there were books recommended twice, the books ended up twice. So, you know, if they're more popular or like if they're recommended twice, they deserve 2 spots. And I'm going to roll a die, a d20 die, to determine which book of these I'm going to be reading this month. So we're gonna start with that. And yeah, if I roll 18 or 19 or 20, I'll just roll again. So let's go do that now. Okay, let's see. Got 12, which means The Whispering Dark. Cool? Nice. So we got The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. This is a beautiful Illumicrate edition. I absolutely love Illumicrate editions. That's the end papers. That's the beautiful front cover, and there is art also on the back. But what Whispering Dark is, from what I know, is a Dark Academia book about a girl called Delaney, and she is deaf, and she is struggling at the university because I think the professor does not want to like adjust his teaching system to fit her disability. And yeah, I think there is some death involved. I'm not sure, but it sounds interesting, and yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one. So these, not Inheritance, but these 2 books I will try to get on the TBR. So I think with all this being said, let's go for the first roll. Alright, we have our board here. I have a D8 die as usual. Here is my guy I'll be using around the board. And let's go for roll number 1. That's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a prompt. Randomize range. There we go. $81. 81. So go read a book set in a different world than ours. Very nice. Okay, so for the first prompt, a book set in a world different than ours, I'm going to pick The Mindwalker, the book for G's Patreon book club. I already told you what it is about, so I'm not gonna repeat myself, but I think that fits just fine. I mean, it's a sci-fi, so it's set in a world different than ours. Is it? I think so. We're gonna assume it is. So, Mindwalker for the first book. Roll number 2. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last chance book. All right. Okay, for this last chance book, this means that I'm supposed to pick a book that is in a danger of being unhauled or that I don't really feel like reading. And for this, I'm going to pick a book based on a different prompt as well, because I'm also trying to participate in the Year in Eldia, also hosted by G, where in the first month I went right, so I went to the mist kind of place, you know, fighting with my mind. And there I have 2 prompts for February that I can pick from, which is either mystery or thriller, or mist, word mist in the title. So I searched for books that I own that have mist in the title, and if I am thinking of unhauling any of them. And one came up, and that is I Made a Mistake by Jane Corey. Now, this is a mystery / thriller, so it would fit also for the other prompt. But it does have mist in the title. It's not actually word mist, but it is mist in the title. And this book, I never heard of this before, and I just bought it because I needed an extra book for to get a discount on the website when I was buying books 2 years ago. So I just added this one because it's thriller, it sounded interesting, but I never actually felt that tempted to read it. So this would definitely be in the category potential unhaul. What this is about. In Poppy Page's mind, there are 2 types of women in this world. Those who are faithful to their husbands and those who are not. Until now, Poppy has never questioned which one she was. But when handsome, charming Matthew Gordon walks back into her life after almost 2 decades, that changes. Poppy makes a single mistake, and that mistake will be far more dangerous than she could imagine. Interesting. Anyway, I'm picking this book for this prompt. And it's a thriller, so those are usually quick reads. Hopefully. All right. Third prompt, a book. 7 again. That's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cabbage Pot. All right. And so we got Cabbage Pot. So here I'm going to go to the website called Wheel of Names. Yes, here. Okay, so I'm gonna record my screen. Owned books, I'm gonna order them all based on not read. Not read, so we start, hello, here. There. Copy, bring it here, paste. So here we have 243 entries. And then we'll go to also audiobooks, because I have some books on Audible and on audiobooks that I have but have not listened to. And these ones are not like a script or Storytel where you just pay monthly and then you can read whatever you want. These ones you have to spend the credit you get per month. And you have to buy the books with the credit you get each month. So you technically buy the books. And so I count this as I own them. So we're gonna add those as well. Add here. Paste. Okay. And so we've got 281. I'm gonna shuffle 3 times. And now we are going to see. Oh my god, 11/22/63. All right. February is the shortest month, okay? February is the shortest month. How am I supposed to read all these chunkers? Let me get it. So, we've got 11/22/63 by Stephen King, which is a big book. It is around 700 pages of Stephen King. Stephen King reads so slow. But yeah, it's basically, I think, like kind of sci-fi time traveling story about JFK's assassination. So I'm intrigued. I heard people say this is their favorite King and it's all so different from everything else, and that is really original story. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to read the story, but in this already huge TBR, I don't know if I'll get to this one, but we'll try. So that's that. Let's go to the next prompt. Fourth prompt. We roll 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is another prompt. Okay, remove the prompt and then again randomize. There and 78. So that's right there as well. Still a book from someone else's TBR. That is cool. Okay, next prompt was still a book from somebody else's TBR. So we're gonna go to YouTube and try to find a TBR video. Not necessarily February, but we'll see what video pops up first. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna record my screen starting now. YouTube. Okay, what's first? Nope, nope, nope. Okay, we don't have any TBR videos here, so we're gonna search for TBR and what pops out. I'm just gonna skip through it to keep this as short as possible. We've got Earthlings, I don't have that. Sing, sing, sing. What is the TBR? Okay, there we go. Kindred. Okay, I don't have that. Babel, Reddit. Beartown! Come on, girl! Paragomama, I DNF'd. I don't have Kiss Her Once For Me. I don't think I have any of those two. If You Were Villains, I read. Yeah, Fahrenheit 451 I don't have. I read that. I don't have that. What Moves the Dead I don't have. Parable of the Sower, but that's for a different month because that's part of the book club. I don't know what's happening here, but I think she did pick Beartown. I think so. I think we gotta go for Beartown. Which, ladies and gentlemen, I have in Swedish. I never read a book in Swedish. Unless it was Harry Potter, which I know by heart. This is going to be interesting. So, yeah, Beartown by Fredrik Backman. What it is, I don't know. Am I supposed to even read this in Swedish? But I know it's some kind of like a small town, hockey-related thriller, mystery kind of thing. I actually don't know. It looks like it should be some kind of romance, right? But I think it turns out like some kind of thriller kind of thing. Like something really bad happens, and that's what it is, so bear down. Whoa! And the last prompt, a 2, 1, 2. Another prompt. All right, remove that one. And again, randomize, and 24. There we go. Book with potions or poison. That's pretty specific, but okay. And for the last prompt we got book with potions or poison. And here I was looking and looking and looking what could fit. There are a couple books I was interested in, but I couldn't find if there is potions or poisons in them, so I don't feel comfortable picking them. And I didn't want to pick Harry Potter for this. That would work perfectly, but no. So I'm going to pick a book I got once on the Stuff Your Kindle Day, and it's called Potions, Poisons and Peril by Shea MacLeod. And this is a short novel. It's 162 pages. It's on Kindle, and it is set in Deepwood, Oregon. Cozy, magical, deadly. Emory Chastain, owner of Healing Herbs, sells everything from love potions to herbal tea blends. She is also the most powerful witch of the modern era. When a stranger drops dead in her shop, Emory is left with no choice but to investigate. Enlisting the help of her friends and the very handsome Noah, she soon discovers that someone is using magic to poison people, turning them stark raving mad. The clock is ticking. Can Emory stop the killer? So that's that. It sounds cool. Sounds like a lot of fun. And it's a short one, so it should be a quick read. So that is, oh my god. Okay, here is the stack. Plus, I'm currently reading this, not that far in. And on top of that, we said Mindwalker, we said potions, poisons, and peril. So that's it. That's a lot of reading, and it's the shortest month of the year. So, even though this year by only 1 day. So, not that big a deal. But it's still a lot of books. I am sure I won't be able to finish all of them, but I will definitely try my best. I will especially try to finish the ones that were for the Orilium prompt, so I can remove those, so that's done. So we'll see how many episodes of this will have, like how many prompts I'll get through from Orilium, because that's gonna also keep growing with more and more rounds of Orilium. Ah, it's falling. Anyway, I am excited. I'm very excited for these books. I'm also terrified because it's a lot, but we'll see how it goes. And, you know, on this channel, we prioritize mental health and no stress for reading. So if I can't manage any of them, or if I can't manage all of them, I can manage all of them. It's okay. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you want to buddy read any of these books with me, if you want to join the Inheritance buddy read, definitely let me know in the comments or join the Discord channel that is linked down below. There are lots of things happening. We're gonna have a reading challenge, 24-hour reading challenge, or 48. I think it's gonna be up to you which one fits you better in February. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!